Hello, family. I just thought it would be a good time to touch base. Um, I'm finding this time is I've been feeling a whole lot of emotions, and that's not, you know, that that's probably not uncommon for the times that we're living in right now, right? And I'm by the way, my hair was so horrid. I could not bear to let you guys have to be distracted by my hair today. So no, I haven't lost my hair. I still have my hair. I'm just covering it up here today. Anyways, my point is that, you know, the energy, is like, is super intense. Clearly, there is a lot going on in the world. And I think today, when I was like in prayer, I think one of the obstacles that I'm dealing with is, it's like I want so much to be a strength that that I'm finding it really difficult right now to be able to be more support to others, because, and maybe I'm just feeling what a lot of people are feeling too. And so that might be, I might be interpreting it wrong, but, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that's been feeling quite lonely. But that's been a real thing for me. And it's been a real thing for me actually probably, I don't know. It's not that I feel lonely in the respects of, people. There's people around. It's just that I feel lonely in the respects of, I guess, like, I want to share my life with someone, and I want to share this experience that's going on in the world with someone. I don't want to do it alone, and I think it's incredibly difficult to do it alone. And I'm just like really sending that out into the universe, going, I don't want to do this alone. And from having people fall out of my life, which I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. I've accepted that. I'm like, no animosity whatsoever. The people that I've let go out of my life and have had to just, let us go our separate ways, I've accepted that, and I send peace and love to them in truth. And that said, I'm finding that my circle has, I don't want to say it's been broken, but it kind of feels like one of those clasp, or these bracelets that they have this little hook, right? Some earrings have them, but they like hook in. It's like when they come apart, all the beads that were on there can, like, they can obviously take off, they fall off. And I feel kind of like that circle, that clasp was opened so that those beads that weren't serving a good purpose in my life had to get out. And now I'm ready for some new beads or whatever. Such a poor analogy, but that's kind of what I'm getting right now. Is like, ready for some new to come in. And in this time period where I feel like I'm kind of like waiting on the water, it's like I'm just kind of like floating. And but I feel like I'm floating alone, and I know I'm not alone, but it really is this sense, this feeling like, I feel like people might not understand where I'm coming from, And what I mean by that is like, everyone has their interpretation of the world, and everybody has their own program. I just feel like I'm wondering if there's anybody that understands me. And sorry. Um, but it's true. I'm just wondering if, does everybody think I'm crazy for asking questions? It's like clearly some people are not going to understand me. They haven't, you know, they aren't seeking the truth the way I am. And I'm not judging that at all. I think that everybody needs to work out their own salvation. They need to work out their own life path. I would really like to know that I'm not on this path alone. And I feel really, um, feel really alone right now. Just saying. Feeling really, like I get, like just that way. Like I really need a hug, like really bad. And there's no one to give me a hug, no one for me to give a hug to. And it's just really hard right now. There's no one to be intimate with. There's no one to be like quiet with. And I really long for that. So I guess I'm just putting this out there because I want to be heard. I want to be acknowledged. I'm trying to become comfortable with being vulnerable, but I also don't really want to like spill my, emotional life out on the world either. I don't think that's, I don't know, maybe I just need therapy or something. But actually, what I really feel like I need my friends to step up and tell me that they love me and that I'm not alone. And if I've hurt you, I'm sorry. I just don't feel like, yeah, and this has been a thing my whole life, to be honest. And in respects to feeling kind of like a floating, like I'm floating solo a lot of the time. And I get that that's actually part of my, it's part of what happens when people have certain gifts, example, is like Gandalf. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of put myself in that category really quick here. But like Gandalf, he was kind of he was a loner. He wasn't a socialite, I mean, it's not like he didn't mind going in and hanging out with the hobbits for a little while or whatever, but for the most part, he was in connection with what was going on a larger plane. And one of the advantages of being included in a society or an organization or a club or anything that, or a brotherhood or a sisterhood, anything like that, is that you are part of a community. And right now I'm feeling like I'm not a part of a community, and I think that's really starting to take its toll on me and my ability to be able to make self-judgments in a good way, in a positive way, and analyze those things and be able just to like bounce ideas off of people. I am not up for going out and being just stepping into whatever like multi-dimensional possibility out there. I know that those things have a place in the world, but you know, I'm living here in this human form and need to know how to adapt to living in a human form and yet being a spiritual being and having a spiritual family. And now that I have accepted the fact that I've just accepted finally that that the regular group of people that I've always been trying to be a part of and try to, you know, be accepted by and mesh with, they are never probably, I just don't see them ever really like fully allowing me to come in and accepting me and receiving me as my sorry. I'm still dealing, I'm accepting it, but it's kind of coming in doses that that the church, the family, that I was so sorry. I was so desirous to be a part of and be included in, is just like, I've got to let that go. I just got to let that go. That's just a fantasy. I've got to let that go. And that's not my soul family. So who is my soul family? So that's where I'm at. And this is a lot. I don't know if I'm going to actually share this, but that's how I'm feeling right now. So any advice, I'm so open to advice, to thoughts at this point. Please do comment. Please do share your thoughts. I really am in a place where I'm just about ready to try anything. So thanks.